for the Maori is Rikihana Chase. Make your way up, please. Stand 4 for the Pakeha will be Sam Walsh. His Maori mate will be Brett Roberts on 3. Antfru will be on 2 for Pakeha, and Leon Samuels, his mate, for the Maori is on 1. A ding-dong battle, each to share once again. $1,000 up for grabs. We'll have to be rubbing shoulders for them later on tonight, maybe, there, Tuma. But in between times, we've still got our business hat on. And we must not get complacent or get sidetracked.
I'll help you get sidetracked. I'm your Māori mate for this one, Gerald.
Yeah, you're a good mate too, mate. You can't help but like you.
Russell Knight to the stage, please. Russell Knight. Russell Knight to the stage, please.
But it's so true, you know. In the wool sheds every day we have Māori Pākehas. You know, we don't look at each other like that. We just look at each other like brothers.
Yeah, it comes down to that, you know, with the wool industry and the shearing industry, you know, it's just a big family thing, isn't it? They're hard graft, hard days when you do them day in and day out. The old saying is you've got to make hay when the sun shines, so if the sheep are dry, you're smoking it. We're lost... referee
down to 5.
Just while we're there, can I have the invitation shearers that are sharing in the Tui invitation? Please be ready, you're following this. Martini Mason, Casey Bailey, Dylan McGrady, Lockie Baines, Ethan Pankhurst and Turi Edmonds.
Yeah, so yeah, the big family affair, and you need that. There's some really long, hard days, and sometimes you've got to be carried, and other times you carry. So that goes right from the presser all the way to the shearer and the likes. So there starts early in the morning, you jump in the van and off you go. If you're not the gang or not driving, you have a bit of a catch up and a sleep. Wake up when you hit the gravel roads knowing the shed's only just around the corner. Give yourself a bit of a shake and a Moro bar and a Powerade and you're ready to go.
How about a bottle of tui?
A tui in the morning?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant after work. My bad.
Yeah, after work, definitely. A lot of refreshments. One, if they knew the chemistry, beer is a dehydrant, but when it comes to a long, hard day of shearing, it becomes an absolute brilliant hydrant, isn't it? It's supposed to dehydrate your body, and it may, but by jolly, it tastes nice when it's nice and cold after pumping out a few sheep and going through a few wet singlets and sweating all day. Leon Samuels is here. We're just getting all that sorted. Alan Precious is saying, okay, Leon, what are you thinking, mate? All the way from Invercargill. He says, I think I've got a slight disadvantage here, Alan. And Alan says, I think you have 2. In that case, you're allowed to discard that one and we'll grab another one. Of course, you won't see that happening very often because they're well-sorted sheep by Ken McPherson. Drafted, sorted, looked at, drafted, sorted, looked at continually. Huge amount of work goes in there. Massive sacrifices by farmers.
Ngā Tahuna are the sheep suppliers for this event. Thank you very much, Ngā Tahuna. Wairarapa Moana are the sponsors of the event. Nuki's trying to talk with his mic off.
Could we have the junior shearing and intermediate finalists report in to the announcer's desk, please, and the draw? Could we have Topia, Barracliff, Brody, Horrell, Katie Reid, Atafai Hadfield, Levi King, Mark Gwynn, intermediate, Paola Moana Roa, Chris Dixon, Keith Swan, Cullen Pritchard, Braden Clifford, and Mark Ferguson. Over to you guys, sorry.
There's Alan Precious. We're good, Alan. You're good to go. We've got the nod there, Tuma. Rightio, we're ready for Rumble. Timekeepers are ready. Judges ready. Shearers, on your marks, get set, go. All right, Tuma, we're underway. The Maori Pakeha.
Count down and talk to the boys in this Maori Pakeha teams event. Ladies and gentlemen, we're right into it, and And on the first stand is a boy from Invercargill, Leon Samuels, as he falls into it. Now, he's been considered the Maori side of it, but I would say he's got more Pakeha than Maori in him. So this is the diluting of the bloods that we had in New Zealand. This has all been set up in an earlier time when, back in the early days when sheep were shorn with blades, and it was really a real where people all live together, and as time has moved on, we've gone away from that, and it was just a memorial thing to remember that at one time Māori and Pakeha used to do all this work, and it was distinguished like that. But as we've moved on through the ages, it's probably something that doesn't get talked about till we come back to the Golden Shears, which is unique, and we take our hat off to the Golden Shears for doing that. Wairarapa Moana, tēnā koutou te whānau Wairarapa Moana. Nā mihi ki a koutou I tēnei wā, te tono, te pūtia, ki tēnei whakataitai. That is to thank you for the monies that you give up for this competition of kuti kuti ngā hipi, shearing the sheep. So Leon Samuels is into the belly and his belly's out. And through the boy from Pleasant Point is his teammate. And he's probably got a little bit more Māori than Pakeha in him running through his veins. So he makes up that team of Māori and Pakeha. Down around behind here, these two boys working. The top prize for this team is they're going to be shearing 4 sheep. So they're going to be shearing, and the prize package is $1,000. So that's the beautiful prize package that the Wairarapa Moana have put on them. Beautiful shots of those sheep just lying there. The control that the shearer has over the sheep is just second to none. The animal is a wild animal, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little bit out of its comfort zone, and it's the technique and the skill of the shearer to just settle it down, keep it quiet, and say, you're here for a good time, my girl, and we'll look after you with every inch of integrity. Down the last side, these two shearers go, Samuels and Frew. We move down a little bit further down the stage there, and this guy is a cool shearer. Young Brett Roberts, he's really got a big future in front of him, this young man. I think he's probably not even in his mid-20s, and he is really striking out nicely, putting everything into it. He's a hungry lad, and of course, this is a family that just loves sheep shearing. And this is an industry that's good to you. If you're good to it, you're prepared to put in the time, you'll get the rewards. Do the mahi, get the treats. That's what they say. Turning to the last side is the big boy from Matoda. Down the last side he goes on, sheep number 3. The big money time now, $1,000 is Wairarapa Moana's big prize package as he flies down the last side. Look at him going there. The points on the top of the screen, that's the one that he tells you. We can go in 3 minutes and 12 seconds, folks, and he's getting ready to go into sheep number 4 out on the board. Sam Welsh. We had Emily Welsh a little while ago. She won the women's event, the Abraham shearing event. Well, this is the other half. He's the guy that keeps everything going, an expert with gear. And into the belly goes Sam Welsh. Waikaretu is where this young man works. And they've got a little farm in operation, a sheep shearing business up there. He turns into the undermine. Right, who have we got down here on stand number 4? Ricky Hunter Chase. Ricky Hunter Chase is also probably whakapapas to Wairarapa Moana, and he goes down onto the long blow. Whakapapa means he is a descendant of Wairarapa Moana. Down the last side is Ricky Hunter Chase. I think he's originally from Taihape, but he's now based himself in the Wairarapa, and his co-partner, his Pakeha in crime, is Michael Fabish. Michael Fabish comes across from Taranaki. Here he goes. Stratford is the little town where he is, but it is the mighty Maunga Taranaki where this young man comes from. We're going to the big wide shots now, and let's see who it is. It is Leon Samuels and Ricky Hunter Chase, who have picked up sheep number 5. Brett Roberts goes in. I think all the Maori boys have got the sheep on the old Pakeha boys. Let's see how they go. It is a battle, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honest battle. You all start the same. The sheep are in the pens, and this is what's given us our edge. I believe this is where our edge came from for the All Blacks, for all our sporting teams. Very, very competitive. so competitive that it filters down, and now it's in our professional sport. And shearing, sheep shearing, is a professional sport. Sheep number 5 on the board, and I think there might be 3 more sheep in the pen. Ricky Hunter Chase, oh, he's going to show this Leon Samuels on stand number 1, who's the fastest Maori in town. Out the pen it goes. He changes his handpiece. Oh, he's looking for the extra edge. Leon Samuels decides to change his handpiece as well. Brett Roberts has had a little bit of time to catch up. Turns to the last side, the Wairarapa 2-man Sam Welsh. Down the last side is the Matoda boy Roberts, but I think he's starting to get a little bit behind because Ricky Hunter Chase says, I'm out of here. Down the last side is Michael Fabish. Down the last side is Anfru, but this Leon Samuels on stand 1, he doesn't want Ricky Hunter Chase to get away from him. Up the neck goes Leon Samuels. Down the last side is Michael Fabish. Beautiful shots there. Wonderful shots. Look at that sheep. It's absolutely polished. Comes into the shearing shed a little bit untidy from being blown around in the wind and the stones and the sticks. And we send it back to the farm absolutely polished. Round behind there is Brett Roberts. He's actually, Sam Welsh has caught up to Brett Roberts, but they're a team. Don't forget, folks. Stands 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 the teams. So down the last side in, Ricky Hunter Chase goes in for sheep number 7. They must be shearing 8 sheep. Toby, they must be shearing 8 sheep. I put you a little bit crook there, but that's all right. Samuels goes in for sheep number 7. 1 more in the pen for these shearers. Is Samuels going to be able to catch Ricky Hunter Chase as they're filing down the last side? Brett Roberts is probably 3rd in command at the moment, but this man from Masterton, the Wairarapa boy, he's going around behind ears and he's chasing along. Leon Samuels, now it's time to make a move, Leon. Pushing metal to the pedal is what we would call it. Up the neck goes Samuels, round behind and Ricky Chase. Look at this beautiful shot that you wouldn't see from the audience. You have to be at home, sitting at home to watch these beautiful shots. But I tell you what, there's nothing like being in the stadium that's live. Down the last side is Ricky Chase. He's on sheep number 7. There's possibly 1 more in the pen. Down the last side he goes and he's chased along. The time is 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And I tell you what, folks out there, that ain't stalling. That ain't murmuring along. That's at full throttle. Long blow time for Brett Roberts. Finish off the long blow. Now he's there. He's not too far away. And I think the cheek of the young man from Matoda, he wants to catch that Ricky Chase. And I tell you what, if he goes in the pen at 1,000 kilometres an hour, he's right there. Ricky Chase has just started the undermine. Leon Samuels has just finished the belly. Round the long blow. We've got this man. Oh, she started to give him a little bit of grief. So he just has to just put a little bit more pressure, holding with that left arm. Last side, last side there. There we go. Let's go to the big wide shot again. And here he is. Ricky Chase on the long blow. This man, Leon Samuels, on the long blows on stand number 1. Brett Roberts on stand number 3, finishing off the long blows. Number 1, Samuels is down the last side. Stand 5, Ricky Chase is just about ready to finish. Samuels is coming back at him. Who's it going to be, ladies and gentlemen? It is Ricky Chase on stand number 5. Stand number 2, Leon Samuels pulls the button, and young Brett Roberts on stand number 3. He's just getting ready to switch off, and there we go. The yellow is the time. The big yellow is the time. Their board points lost. So the best on the board is Brett Roberts at 2.8. And then up the top is how they scored outside. And I think Michael Fabish and a little bit high out the back. But that Brett Roberts is a champion in the making. Wonderful how we can see that. So the yellow, big yellow, is the time they took to shear the sheep. The little wee browny yellow is how they incurred points on the board. The losses of double cutting, second cutting, and the bit up the top is that tells us how the judges scored the finished product. So Brett Roberts there is wonderful. Michael Fabish just getting a little bit high. Leon Samuels a little bit high. So was Enfru. So on going on this would be hard, very hard for Brett Roberts and Sam Welsh not to win this. Okay, well, we'll just summarise that. The Wairarapa Moana as these boys leave the stands, and we'll go back across to the stadium. Thank you, Toby.
Season
assistant prize giving in the program.
Could we have the Paora Moana Roa in the intermediate shearing final? And Mark Ferguson, could you two please report in? We need to make sure you're here. We need to do the draw, sorry. The draw has to be done, so we're waiting on Paora Moana Roa and Mark Ferguson. If they could be at the announcer's desk straight away, please. Thank you.
Rightio, guys. I got Leon Samuels, the captain for the New Zealand Maori team that we've seen, and also Ant Fruit. He's the Pakeha team captain. Rightio, Ant, I'll start with you. Obviously, fantastic event, and probably last time we'll see you up here sharing today. $1,000 up for grabs. How do you think you guys went in that competition?
Cheers, thank you. Yeah, it will be the last time, unfortunately. Yeah, not too sure, eh? We did what we had to do up there, and just judges do the rest, I suppose, isn't it?
So obviously you're not full-time shearing, and working for Hainaga, I do believe. So what is working with Hainaga? Obviously you do a lot with the boys around the place, and they must really look up to someone like yourself.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, I started working with Hainaga back in October, and it's been a bit of an eye-opener for myself and getting around the sheds and seeing all the guys and stuff like that. But it's quite good helping out the young fellas that coming through, and you know, we're always there for advice and things like that, so it's good.
Oh, cracking. All right, thank you very much, Ant. Where's Leon? Where did he shoot off to? Leon Samuels, where did you go, my man?
He's out the back now, Kerry. Yeah, shot away.
Rightio. Where was Brett Roberts? Since he shot off, I'm going to go back and talk to him quickly. Rightio, Brett, once again, you were team captain for the Maori team. How do you guys feel you win in that one?
Oh, I just had a wee yarn to Sam. He seems to think he went all right. Went back for everything. I got a wee bit caught up under a chin on one, but we'll just have to wait and see what the judges reckon.
And obviously you're from the deep south, as Norm likes to call it. Now, shearing down south, what's the difference to shearing up here in, say, Masterton or the North Island? Do you see much difference from the sheep from, say, the deep south and to the sheep around this region?
Oh, just probably a bit more bit of combing down home, I suppose. It's not so dry and not so hot. And a bit more solid around here with a bit of the hill country, eh? Yeah.
Awesome. Cheers, Brett. And Leon, might I beer, eh?
Could we have Paora Moana Roa to the announcer's desk and Mark Ferguson? You need to be up at the announcer's desk, thanks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the thing with the Māori Pakeha event is it does take a bit of time to collate the points. So we thought we'd take the opportunity to acknowledge the fact that Simon Bridges, the leader of the National Party, is here to support the Golden Shears today. So it's wonderful to see you here, Simon. I understand you've been at the Martinborough Fair this morning.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it was great out there at the Martinborough Fair. A lot of people. I think they're getting 30,000 through there. And, you know, really cool day.
So you've seen the starter announced for the main event. So you've never been to the Golden Shears before?
You know, I've obviously seen a lot of shearing, but I've never physically been at the Golden Shears. So it's a real privilege and a pleasure to be here today, Kieran.
Well, it is wonderful to have you here. Of course, this is the best and most prestigious shearing event in the world. And of course, New Zealand is going over to France to compete in the World Champs later this year. The winner of the Golden Shears secures a place in the New Zealand team, and Roland Smith is the favourite for that. But of course, there is shearers from right around the country, and I'm sure you'll be cheering your local ones on today as well. But you've also got your team here.
Yeah, look, we've got members of Parliament here, Nicola Willis, Lawrence Yule, Barbara Kuriga, who have a good sense of what's going on here, and here with my family, and just really cool to see it, because what I can see from the shearing we've already seen, I know I'll see this afternoon, is it's hugely physical. You've got to be fit, you've got to be strong, but it's a real mental game as well. So it's, well, I was going to say it's a bit like politics, but actually you don't have to be strong or fit in politics, so a bit different.
No, I think both of us are examples of that. So look, thank you.
You're doing okay.
Look, Simon, thank you very much.
Give it 5 years.
Yeah, well, it's already started. Look, thank you so much for coming along. It's great to see you here. Thank you for your team as well. See, ladies and gentlemen, we can get on. Could I please invite the competitors for the Wairarapa Moana Māori Pakeha team shearing event up to the board, and also Sonia Rimene, the director of Wairarapa Moana.
Oh, right. Okay, I've got my speech. Tēnā tāta katoa. I ngā reo, i ngā mana, i ngā karangaranga maha o ngā hauewha tēnei te mihi ki a koutou. Ko Sonia Rimini ahau nō konei, a rangitāni kahanunu, to my Wairarapa whānau in the house, tēnā koutou. The Wairarapa Moana have supported the Golden Shears for many years. We're here because we, Wairarapa Moana, are farmers too. And our whānau have been in the industry for a long time. Wairarapa Moana supports the pursuit of excellence and are proud sponsors of the Māori and Pakeha team event. The Golden Shears symbolises the quality and excellence in the art of shearing and wool handling. The success of the Golden Shears is largely due to the voluntary efforts of the committee and the 200 plus volunteers during the event. Golden Shears is an example of a community-driven kaupapa. So to those who compete, those whānau who work in the industry, and those whānau who tautoko the industry, the honour and mana associated with winning this prestigious competition is huge. The vision of Wairarapa Moana is to nurture our people, our place, our future. Golden Shears is a contributor and exemplar of this. Tihei Mauri ora.
Thank you, Sonia. And Golden Shears very much appreciates the support of Wairarapa Moana, not just for this event, but for the competition as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, here come the results. The winning team of the Wairarapa Moana Māori Pakeha team shearing receives $1,000 and the Māori Pakeha trophy. The winning team had penalty points of 72.6. Second place, 75.9. The winner of the Wairarapa Moana Māori Pakeha team shearing, Brett Roberts and Sam Welsh. Now, congratulations to you both. He said as he was passing, he's the team captain, so I suppose that means he's given you the speaking rights. But, you know, this is a prestigious event. This has been a time-honoured event within the Golden Shears. There's some big names on that trophy. So to have your names on there is a huge honour. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. It's the first time I've ever shorn in the Maori Pakeha, and I've made the top 30 a few times. Missed out a lot more probably. So it's a great privilege to share in this event, and it's good to have a teammate that I can rely on. But thanks for all your kind support to the Golden Shears, and everybody have a great night. Thanks to the other competitors and Brett.
Second place receives $600. Ricky Chase and Mike Fabish. And third place, $400, Leon Samuels and Ant Frew. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes this instant prize giving. We now have our next event, so I'll pass you back to our commentators.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kieran. Right, that congratulations to you guys. That will move us on to event 46. So the major sponsor here is TUI, and it's the Encouragement Invitation Shearing. So we can have all of you 6 shearers nice and handy, thanks, and we'll call you up. So the sheep are Ngātahuna. So thank you for your continued support here and supplying the sheep once again. The winner's going to get $170 and an MKM jersey. We're good to go. All right, they got the names up. So down on the bottom stand, Turi Edmonds. Give it up for Turi. Ethan Pankhurst will be on 5. Lockie Barnes is 4. Dylan McGrady is on 3. Casey Bailey is on 2. And Martini Mason is on 1. Right, so the amount of sheep they've got to shear, they're going to shear 6, ladies and gentlemen. Now what we've got to do here, a lot of times we do this under the bright lights, but it's a bit of a change with all the world champs coming up, so we're doing it now. But we've got a really good crowd, a good size. The story, what we're trying to do here, this is the Encouragement Invitation Shearing. So these are the up-and-coming shearers, and as you know with any sort of sport, and this is a sport, you can practice all you want, but you never get match fit until you experience match day, okay? So we're going to treat this like a final, because these are the up-and-coming open shearers that have been selected by the committee here to say they're up-and-coming. So I want you to get in behind them. Me and Kerry are going to give you a little bit of commentary on it, of course. They've only got 6 to do, so they're going to get into it. But we want them to experience the match day, all right? That's what this is about. Once you've experienced that, then you can cope with it better the next time.